Welcome to this quick tutorial for the Gun Maverick Carrier Landing in MSFS. If you've done carrier landings before, this will be the easiest you've ever done, and if this is your first time, don't worry, we'll get you down on that deck with no trouble. You'll find that flaps, gear and tail hook are already set correctly. As soon as the challenge begins, press Alt-R on the keyboard to activate your auto throttle in speed hold mode. This will give you one less thing to worry about during your approach. You won't need to do much in terms of heading adjustment, so just worry about keeping that velocity vector in the middle of the E bracket on the HUD, and nudge the nose as required to keep yourself on speed. It doesn't matter if you wander slightly off speed or outside the E bracket during your approach, and don't worry about airspeed, as the auto throttle is taking care of that for you. Just nudge the nose gently to get you back to where you need to be. If you're following the E bracket and angle of attack indicator at a low airspeed like this, you'll probably find yourself below the glide slope initially when the meatball indicator appears. If this does happen, don't worry, just nudge that nose again gently back to where you need to be, and you'll be back on speed and within the E bracket before you know it. Before we reach the carrier, it's important to note that this is purely a tutorial for the carrier landing challenge in MSFS and the default F-18 that it uses, and there's some fairly big differences in terms of speed, physics and systems when compared to a more realistic carrier landing as you'd see in DCS. If you'd like to check that out, in addition to more MSFS F-18 content, I've dropped some links in the pinned comment below. We'll continue to fly the angle of attack indicator and the E bracket all the way down to the deck here, and you'll notice that we're in a nice shallow 200 feet per minute descent. As we get closer to the carrier, as long as you're on speed, this becomes a little bit more of a visual approach. As with any runway, you want it to be just getting bigger in the center of your view. You don't want it to be moving up or down. At this point, ignore the dramatic music that the game is playing to try and unnerve you. Just hold the controls exactly where they are, hold your nerve, and keep her steady until the point of touchdown. If you're doing the challenge, it's very important to note that you need to apply full military power as soon as you make contact with the cables, because you'll be penalised in your score if you don't. As carrier landings go at 400 feet per minute, that was pretty gentle. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please drop a like and feel free to subscribe, as I make this kind of content fairly regularly. You'll find other relevant F-18 content linked in the pinned comment below. Take care, and I'll see you next time.